Miriam Colon is probably one of New York's most respected Puerto Rican actresses of stage and screen. She's loved by friends, colleagues, and fans alike, and she was honored by the mayor of New York last August for her contributions to the community and to the city's cultural life. She is the founding director of the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, and we are delighted to have her with us today. Welcome to Tiempo, Miriam.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You are known as a most energetic person. You are a director, an actress, a cultural advisor, a producer. You run your own theater. And the first thing that people ask me about Miriam Colon is, where does she get all that energy? So how do you do it all?
I don't know. I just have the energy, and I guess it's generated from deep involvement with what I'm doing and loving what I'm doing.
Which job do you prefer out of all of those that I just mentioned? Actress, producer, director? You do them all so well, but which one do you really enjoy doing?
I don't know. I like acting, and I like directing. I like producing.
You are a member of two minority groups. You're a woman and a Hispanic. Has that been especially a problem for you in the movie industry, in the theater?
Not in a direct way.
Or has it been an advantage?
I couldn't really say that it has been affecting me in getting opportunities, but in an indirect way, yes, because the lack of roles for Hispanics. I've never been told you cannot do the role because you're a Puerto Rican or anything like that. It's a deeper kind of thing, meaning that there's really no roles in the average television show or
for Hispanics.
Film. I mean, decent roles.
Well, you are now involved in a new movie. After 15 years of leaving Hollywood, you were involved in two movies with Marlon Brando, and then you came to New York and you started your own theater, and now you've gone back to Hollywood, and you're, I understand you're the mother of Al Pacino in a movie called Scarface. Tell me something about that.
Yes, it's a wonderful role. It's being filmed now with at Universal Studios. Brian De Palma is directing it, and I'm playing Pacino's mother.
And what is the story about? I understand it's just about a Cuban refugee who becomes a drug dealer in Miami?
Actually, it's about the drug traffic, international drug traffic in Miami, and it has Cubans, it has white Americans, blacks, Colombians, a whole lot of people. You know, there's a lot of people in that kind of traffic.
There's been a little bit of controversy in Miami over the filming of the movie, just like there was here over Fort Apache. Do you think that there might be controversy once the movie comes out with the Cuban community objecting to the movie?
I think they will look at it and realize that it just does not involve Cubans. It's deeper. It's a deeper, very complex problem, but there are Cubans in it. And I guess some of them are very sensitive, and they should be. But in the movie, it does not condone crime.
You think that once they see the movie, they will understand?
I think there won't be any trouble.
Well, let's talk about the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater now. I know that's your baby. And, you know, it's been, what, 15 years since 1967? What makes the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater unique to the Hispanic community? Why is it so important to have such a theater here?
Well, I think the theater is important in the sense that it has managed to follow a course. It's a bilingual, a professional theater.
In English and Spanish.
Yes, right. We've established the pattern of having the plays in English on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and in Spanish on Saturdays, matinee and evening, and Sunday.
Same cast?
The same cast, yes.
So there has to be a bilingual cast when they do this? Right.
Usually 99% of the times it's only actors that can perform as well in English as in Spanish. And there are enough actors in New York, trained actors, that can do that very well.
Well, let's go back to the beginning of the Traveling Theater. This was in '67. How did it start? It was, where does the name Traveling come from?
From traveling. At the beginning, we just wanted to travel to the different boroughs, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, taking the theater free to the people. I was very enamored of the idea. And to this moment, we're still very loyal to that concept. But now we travel nationally and also internationally. We just returned from Spain.
And now you have your own theater.
And the second most important thing is that now we have our own permanent theater on 47th Street between 8th and 9th, where we perform 3 plays a season and have there our home in the heart of the Broadway area. And
I have been there many times and I've been very impressed. How is the Puerto Rican traveling theater funded? Where do you get the funds to do all this?
From everywhere. That's the big headache and the big anguish. We get funds primarily from the New York State Council on the Arts, the National Endowment for the Arts, Department of Cultural Affairs, from many foundations and corporations. And in the last few years, we're getting money from our own people.
What about the government agencies? Have you been receiving cutbacks because of cuts to the arts?
Yes, there were cutbacks last year from the National Endowment. There inevitably something happened.
How are you making up for this loss?
Hard. It's a great anguish for administrators to go through. The funding is not there in the amounts that are needed to sustain an operation at a certain level. And it's the most agonizing and debilitating kind of feeling when you know that, you defend that dollar, every penny of it should not be so hard to survive.
You also have a school where you train, a free school where you train, what, script writers or actors? Or?
Yes, we have had a training unit for youngsters for over 14 years where we give classes free of charge to youths from any level, any ethnic origin also, that are interested in the theater by a group of marvelous teachers. And we offer the training free of charge. We also have a training unit for playwrights that for about 6 years now takes writers interested in writing for the theater, and they go through a process of developing plays for the theater.
Have any of these plays been produced, written by the workshops?
Yes, Emil Velasco's play, The Cry of the Angry Owl, was presented by the Fred Hudson Theater last year, and there's about 6 or 7 other plays in preparation at the moment. Also, the plays develop, and then we invite people from different areas, not just developed for the Puerto Rican traveling theater. That is one of the projects that I am most fond of, and I think eventually we will start mining properties from there, hopefully, and for other theaters in New York.
We're all looking forward to that. I think the Puerto Rican traveling theater has a future for us all. And I am personally looking forward to seeing you and your theater in the future. But we'll be right back with Tito Puente and Ana, and we'll all have a discussion in a moment.
Good.
Next, New York Latin's cultural life.